What's going on, everyone? MikeO back with another mail day recap. Got some purchases from REA, the auction, previous to the auction that just ended. A little bit behind in sharing some stuff. Been a very hectic and very busy last couple months for me. A lot of stuff going on. Oh, my apologies if you're only here because of clickbait. Every now and then, I guess you got to do it. But three awesome pickups for the collection, beyond awesome. Probably all items that will be underappreciated by most because maybe newer collectors or some collectors who just do some vintage and some modern aren't even familiar with the rarity of some of these cards, but was able to add some amazing stuff to the collection. So we will get right into it. First up, this is a card I've been trying to add to the collection for the last 10 years or so. Finally did. Definitely not my ideal copy, but at a certain point when you lose out quite a few times or you don't see the card for quite a while, you kind of jump on what you can get. You can always add another one later and swap it out. But this is an 1888 Allen Ginter N43 Jim Fogarty. World's champions. Love these N43s. Just beautiful. I just love the size. I love the look of them. I think they're awesome. This is an SGC1, as you can see by the label. Some paper loss in an unfortunate area. I guess it could have been a little worse, but definitely not the ideal place. But like I said, this is a really tough card. Become more and more difficult to find. A higher grade has gotten basically unaffordable. I haven't seen one of these at the last 5 or 6 nationals, this specific card. I see some of these cards from time to time. I don't even know if I saw a single baseball player the last year or two at the national. Haven't seen him at the Philly show, and even at auction, it's been a while. Might have been like 2 years ago. I think there was a little better grade at one that went at a really high price, but years and years ago, I had some opportunities to get a lower grade at one that looked really good. Figured, oh, I'll get it next time, and that next time just kept not coming. So super happy to add this one to the collection. Big Allen Ginter fan. Jim Fogarty played for about 7 seasons with the Phillies in the early 1800s, the beginning of the franchise. He was one of those guys, I'm kind of surprised because he wasn't exactly a superstar, that he was one of the 6 featured baseball players that was in this set, but I'm definitely thrilled he was. He was a defensive player, right field, center field, really known for his defense, not a huge hitter, kind of an average hitter. Did steal a lot of bases, though, stole 100 bases once in a season and led the league in his last year with Philadelphia in the National League at 99 stolen bases. And he is one of the many players in that era that's career was cut short by disease. He died in, I want to say, probably 1890 or 1891, just a few short years after this card was released, passed away of tuberculosis. So he, one of those guys who, again, who knows how much his career could have developed more, but that's just kind of the way the times were at that point. You know, you have guys whose careers were interrupted by the world wars. You have guys whose careers were interrupted by disease. And then we have the modern guys, of course. Some of them lost a partial or maybe even a full season with COVID. But, you know, every era's got different things to deal with. But I'm super pumped to have that one in the collection. This, incredibly thrilled to add as well. Been trying to add one from this set for quite a while. Beautiful set. The 1908-09 Rose Company postcard. This is a PSA 4 higher grade than I need. It might even be the highest graded version of this card. It's Red Doohan. Charles Doohan. He was a catcher for the Phillies in the early 1900s. He was also a manager for the Phillies for several seasons as well. I want to say 4 or 5 seasons at least. And this is amazing. I love the look of these. Looks great. As you can see, the outline of the embossment, like the fact it's embossed and played it with that gold look to it, the design. It's amazing that many of these, or any of these really survived, but obviously some did. They are very, very tough. I know a few years ago I was chasing a couple cards in this set and definitely went beyond my means, but was able to add this one, so super happy that. Red Dewin, again, he's not going to be a huge name to most people, but if you're a Philadelphia Phillies fan and you kind of read up on the history, again, like I said, he's a manager, so it's cool to add that. He was a catcher, their starting catcher for close to a decade, and he was really instrumental in helping to develop Grover Cleveland Alexander, who obviously became a superstar and a Hall of Famer. He was his catcher originally. He was his manager for a few years. He kind of did the player-manager thing, so it's beyond just the player, and it's reading the stories and looking into and kind of thinking about how things developed and a part of the franchise. So doesn't, to me, always have to be one of the all-time greats. There's many reasons to collect stuff, and obviously as a Philadelphia Phillies collector, I want to add one example from as many different sets as I can. Some are just so tough, but super happy to add this one. This is awesome. And then the final pickup, another big one. I was actually surprised that I ended up winning this. Didn't anticipate it. But we've got a photograph, and it is PSA DNA certified. Obviously, it was pasted in something, and the newspaper was backed on something. But it's a photograph of Jimmy Fox, Chuck Klein, and Fitzsimmons, PSA DNA certified. And it's auto grade Gem Mint 10. So you can see photo by Press Association. As the Phillies spring training program gets underway in Wilmington, Delaware, these three veteran stars must be wondering how much active service they will see this wartime season. Left to right are Chuck Klein, who is in the Hall of Fame, manager Freddie Fitzsimmons, and Jimmy Fox. Jimmy Fox, at the end of his career, did join the Phillies, obviously well known, best known for his days with the Philadelphia Athletics, and of course, the Boston Red Sox. Hall of Fame player, but he did play for the Phillies at the end of his career. Hit a little bit, hit some home runs. Also pitched pretty effectively. It's kind of neat to go look up his statistics. So it's awesome. Jimmy Fox doesn't have any playing days Phillies cards at all. But we do have some images and photographs of him from time to time. He does have a card in a Phillies uniform from like a modern set. I mean, I think it came out like 15 years ago, which is crazy but awesome. But to have him featured in a Phillies uniform and then signed, dual autograph Hall of Famers, pretty cool. And of course, Chuck Klein. So I would have been thrilled with one or the other's autograph. To have them both featured in Phillies uniforms, how could I turn this down? Absolutely stunning, amazing, and awesome, and super thrilled to add it. And I can't wait to hear your feedback. Let me know what you think. What is your favorite pickup? What do you think of the pickups? Like I said, Jimmy Fox, Chuck Klein, autographs, Phillies. We've got an N43 Allen Ginter. We got a Rose Company postcard. We got some historical Philadelphia athletes, players. We got some Hall of Famers. We got some really, really neat, really awesome stuff. So thrilled to add all this stuff to my collection. Comment below. Let me know what you think of the pickups. And what do you think of the hobby right now? Are you enjoying the hobby? I sure am. Life is very busy for me. I am super busy with work-related stuff. A lot of time occupied with some family stuff. But you need an outlet sometimes. So whether you're actively purchasing cards or just reading about cards, sports, looking stuff up, or enjoying your current collection, there's a reason it's a hobby. It's to enjoy it. Is the hobby serious? Is there serious aspects of the hobby? Absolutely. And of course, but you got to enjoy it. Same thing with the community here on YouTube. Watch videos, enjoy the videos. Hopefully everyone gets along and enjoys the hobby altogether. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I will talk to you next time. Have a great one.